just like tax is the price we pay for living in a civilised society, development assistance is the price we pay for living in what we hope to be a civilised world. It is our obligation in the sense of we have the good fortune to live in an affluent country, and we should have an obligation to assist those who don't share that fortune. I just want to add one extra element rather than just all agreeing with each other. Clearly, I'm an advocate of increasing the development assistance budget, and I'm in the process of presiding over an increase that many of you think is too slow, but is proceeding significantly and will continue at least for the next 5 years. We are, and I agree with John and Tim, that for most people in most developing countries, most of the time, an opportunity to sell something to us is more important than our aid. No country ever got out of poverty by aid alone. It's a necessary part of it, but it's not sufficient, so we have to do something about trade. I want to add a third element. In the 21st century, the question we're going to have to deal with also is about migration, temporary and permanent. The transfer of skills and people temporarily and permanently from developing countries to developed countries, and it's a difficult political issue at both ends of that equation. But for individuals, for countries, for us all, that is a question we're going to have to come to terms with, and the sort of old-fashioned idea that somehow or other it's a brain drain and we shouldn't allow people with skills to come here, or that we don't have an obligation to create skills at the other end is, I think, passé, and it's time we moved on. So I think that is a new element we have to look at. It's harder at both ends, but it's important. And I just think we owe them also, and I'll say this briefly because others have said it, efficiency and effectiveness, so that we get the best result for the money we spend, and so we can maintain the support in Australia to keep spending it. And we owe them, I think, priority on the things that are most needed or most effective. The research is very clear that the most effective investment in development is educating girls. So we need to make sure that maintains a focus. It's easy to take your eye off that because there's so many important things to do. And it's also clear that the most disadvantaged people in the world are people in developing countries with disabilities, and they have not been sufficiently at the centre of the global aid debate, and the Australian government is trying very hard to put it there. So those are, I think, the building blocks for what an Australian strategy about doing something about global poverty might look like. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Bob.